I'm in charge. Figure out my posture. All right, here we go. Yeah, it is the Academy Sports Show right here from the Academy Sports Show studios.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We keep talking. We need to fix this camera just a little bit. Big hand.
We appreciate you guys listening as always. Thank you. You guys are far too kind. We appreciate all the love and support. When I say the love and support, it comes via our social media, our Facebook page. Follow us on the Academy Sports Show and our Instagram page at Academy Sports Show. Get those new posts, like them, love them. And then if we throw a post up or a poll up, just vote. Either way, just vote for it. Don't just look at it. Vote for it. And then shout out to everybody that put out the comments and the new subscribers on SoundCloud as well as iTunes. If you want to find us, it is the Academy Sports Show. We appreciate all the love and all the new comments and all the new followers and all the viewers. And as well, our YouTube page is growing. You want to check us out on YouTube, Academy Sports Show, search us, and then you'll see our faces in cartoon version pop up. Click them, subscribe to them, trigger that bell so that way you know when we go live, baby. Because right now we are live on YouTube, accepting all comments and sadness of your draft picks or happiness of your draft picks or playoffs or whatever you want to talk about.
Playoffs.
You can put it in the comment section. We will talk back to you. If you're talking crazy, we will let you know. I'm your host, Andre Douglas, and next to me is your host, Joel Williams.
What's good, everybody? It's a Thursday in the D. So what up, though? If you from around here, you know exactly how I go down when you hear somebody say that. Did I ever tell you? I told you about how we were in D.C. and somebody saw us in 7-Eleven. Was like, what up, though? I was like,
they just pegged you from the city.
Yeah, he gonna say he saw the license plate outside, and then when he saw us, he was like, "You guys had to be from the D." I was like, "Yeah, this is DC.
Hey, take that.
You could be a spy.
Take that."
Yeah. So, what's good, everybody? As you heard, this is the Academy Sports Podcast, and we are happy to have you on tonight. Welcome to everybody in my live feed. Shantae, Ralph, Mike, and everybody else, anybody coming in, going out. And as always, welcome everybody on YouTube. If you listen to us in podcast land in a couple of days, welcome. Tonight, big show ahead. A little bit to talk about in the NFL and in the NBA. Draft grades. What are they? How'd your team do? What do you think? How do you feel? You know, the NFL draft is a moment where every fan feels like they can win a Super Bowl. The NFL draft ends.
You lost a
Free agency is taken care of for a lot of people that get drafted, and then all of a sudden, people have different feelings. So tonight, we give you our draft grades. How do we think the Lions did? How do we think the Packers did? How do we think the Patriots did? How do we think the Browns did? Those 4 teams. Why? 2 of those are mine. 2 of those are his. So we'll talk a little bit of NFL draft grades tonight. Plus, the NBA playoffs are alive and kicking. We are into the second round. A lot of matchups, different matchups. You got Houston Golden State. You got Denver Portland. You have Philly and Toronto, which is on right now. And then you have Boston and Milwaukee. So we'll talk NBA playoffs tonight. What do you think so far? Are your favorites still your favorites? Do you see anything happening this round that you didn't see happening before? That and much, much more tonight on the Academy Sports Podcast.
And we love our sponsors here at Academy Sports Show. Make sure you check out Bonds Plumbing, both licensed and insured. Bonds Plumbing provides top quality services at great prices, whether it's just getting the cold waterproofing or daily home services. Call the man.
313-304-7786.
BondsPlumbing.com also gives you everything you need, as well as a map to show you all the areas that they services, or you can get your quote from there as well. From those services that you don't know how much they may cost, you think it's going to get you, but it's really not, because you need it. And especially right here in the D, we got all this flooding going on. You want to get your basement pumped or anything, your sewage lines cleaned out and all this other stuff. You need this guy. Call him.
313-304-7786.
Some of the guys at Academy Sports Show sent you, and you go, man, those guys over there are the real MVP.
Nice. Also, if you're looking to buy, sell, rent, lease, or invest in real estate, or maybe you're just looking for a career change, you need to call Nick Bowers and his team at Keller Williams Lakeside. Let the home team help you with your real estate needs. Go to their website at www.thehometeamusa.com or on Facebook at The Home Team. The Home Team, a team you can depend on. Call Nick Bowers at 586-634-9419. That's Nick Bowers, 586-634-9419. KW Lakeside, The Home Team. And I hope you're not looking for a new home because of the flood. So we're praying for everybody. That's a good thing. Dennis, what's good, man? Those of you who are on my live feed on Facebook, we appreciate you. If you could, right. If you could, though, we'd appreciate also if you jump over to our YouTube page, go live with us over there. Also, click the bell, subscribe, and like so you'll know. Remember, in a couple weeks, and we keep saying that, but we're really going to mean it pretty soon. Everything's going to be shifted over to the YouTube page, but we still hope you will join us over there. We thank you and we appreciate it.
Yeah, no. All right. So,
Hoodie Joel and the D Dre tonight.
Hoodie Joel. Okay, Hoodie Bella.
Right.
All right. Well, a lot of drama in the association, so that's in the ladder show. Make sure you stick with us. If you're in podcast land, you want to make sure you stick with us for that. But we gotta go to. William said, hot take. The Rockets win the series. That is an extremely hot take, William. They will have to win 4 of the next 5 to win the series.
That take is on fire.
that is just very necessary.
I don't know if it's gonna happen.
No. Just a
foreshadow.
Yeah.
When we get to that part, he was like red hot. Absolutely.
We did do a live draft special here in the studio. We appreciate everybody that came in and out and gave your comments as the draft went on. If you were here when the Lions picked my home team, you saw my reaction to their first round pick, ranked overall. And if you didn't see it, check out our Instagram page. I posted my very emotional reaction. So I want to get to draft grades. We had a week to kind of digest everything.
How you doing?
I'm not. I think I text you in a little bit of haste last week when I said that I'm not a Lions. Look. I
knew you'd come back around.
Look, I'm a Lions fan. It's just,
so you don't want me to read that text on it?
Okay. It is what it is.
I knew you'd come back around. Though.
But I don't think I want to watch any games this year. I think I'm gonna subscribe to the Cleveland Browns channel. Cleveland. No, I can't even do it. It's not even.
It's not even.
It's not even. It's not there. I can't do it. I can't jump ship like that. But I'm not going to actively root for them this year. I'm not going to actively watch their games. I'm not going to go out of my way to rush home to be in front of the TV at 1 p.m. to watch the Lions game. I'm going to go to CBS and watch the Patriots instead of watching Fox. So that leads me to, how did your team do in the draft? What is your draft grade now? They're doing 2020 draft projections now. I don't want to go too that far in the future. I want to talk right now. How does your team do in the draft? How do you feel overall? When you have your own personal team, you're able to dive in to those draft picks a little harder than anybody else, right? You know the guy that was drafted first round, you know the guy that was drafted 7th round. You got high hopes for these guys coming in. You got some head scratchers. You got some overachievers. You got some reachers. How do you feel about your team's draft? I can start first with the Lions. I'm going to get this out the way.
Oh, man. It's too easy, drill sergeant.
Just a guess. What do you think I'm going to give him?
I think you're going to give him a D.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're going to give him. Well, you know what? Wait. Because your fandom moment there last week was strong.
Uh-huh.
But now you've had some digesting time.
Okay.
You're going to give him a C-.
I'm giving him C-.
You're going to give him a C-.
Got the minus right.
Ooh, William gave him a D-.
That's for the Lions?
Dennis gave him a C-. Man.
F-.
Wow.
F-. Man.
That
was one of the worst drafts I've ever seen from the Lions. They did get the DB in the third round. I think that was the only good pick. But F minus. Now, your first round guy is the guy that you expect to play now and a lot now, right?
Yeah.
And you got a tight end, TJ White Houshmandzadeh out of Iowa.
We got to get this belt. I'm getting it tomorrow.
And all his projections is he's gonna come in, he's gonna contribute. That's fine. Like, I'm not saying that he's not gonna be a contributing factor to the offense, but he's not gonna help us win games. There's not gonna say, on the back of White TJ Houshmandzadeh, we did it. We're not like it's not gonna happen.
TJ,
like
you
that.
hear about our show from another Lion and you're watching. We do know your last name, but we're on the media side.
Do we?
Hawkinson.
Sounds like you're hocking up a loop.
Oh man, he would not be a fan of this show. Man,
listen, the running back, yes, KJ is back and healthy. Look, that linebacker they took in the second round.
It's so bad.
You took a Hawaiian linebacker in the second round.
Hawaiians are good football players.
Who was too hurt. No, he's not Hawaii. He's played in Hawaii.
Gotcha.
If you got recruited by Hawaii, you're a bad football player. Ask Brad Kite. So if you got
tell him how you really feel, Jay.
If you gotta play linebacker for Hawaii and then you were too hurt to show up at the combine and they just took a vacation to go to Hawaii to see you work out, to take you in the second round where nobody was projected to take you in the second round, and you took him in the beginning of the second round when there's still dudes like Greedy Williams on the board.
Cleveland!
Let's do that one up for you.
Thank you.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? F minus. Everybody else, I don't really give a damn about everybody else on the board because you're not going to contribute. Third, fourth round pick. If you make the roster and you contribute this year, yay for you. But you're not going to be an impact player right off the bat to the point where I can ultimately evaluate a fourth round talent and says, this guy is going to make a hell of an impact to help the Detroit Lions win games next year. I'm talking about first, second, third round guys, F minus compared to who you could have got. Devin Bush was still on the field. You talked to Devin Bush. Devin Bush said, you talked to the Lions. They were thinking about making him an interior lineman.
Yep.
Interior linebacker.
Yep.
You wanted to move Jared Davis outside.
Yep.
Because he's more of a pass rusher instead of a coverage guy.
Yep.
He was right there.
Yep.
Now you got to watch Bush dominate as a Steelers linebacker for the next 15 years. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Well, who's the 6'8" slot receiver guy that you guys landed? Is that you know anything about that? No. Oh, we're having audio trouble. Why did Metcalf go so late? I was wondering the same thing.
Well, here's the thing on Metcalf. They were saying, I don't know how much audio just lost,
right.
So I apologize. They were saying that compared to the other guys that were in the draft, his route tree wasn't that high. He's just a goal guy. He's like a stunted Megatron. Yeah,
and when you compare his value to the value of the other guys in the draft, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, it just wasn't a good draft for his position.
Yeah.
I think
he's not a speed guy.
Yeah, a lot of people got caught up in the combine moment, but he's not really he's a specimen for sure physically. But as far as dominance, as far as really putting up numbers in college, that's still questionable for a lot of teams. And this just wasn't an offensive draft, nor was it a wide receiver draft specifically. So I think he kind of suffered from that too. A lot of teams needed defensive help. I don't know who the 6'8" receiver guy is for the Lions that you guys picked up. Did you guys pick up the slot?
6'8" receiver.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that. But so you gave him
Galladay?
Well, no.
You got him this year?
Yes, that's what Dennis says. Who's the 6'8" slot receiver guy here we landed?
Oh, okay.
So my grade is what? Don Partman out of Stetson.
Boom, boom, ba-doom. Bam.
Yeah, so my grade on the Lions is it's without the minus. I gave him an F too. I gave him an F. You are absolutely right. The first 3 rounds, William said, sounds like a nobody who rides pine. That's exactly what it sounds like. The first 3 rounds to me, as you just stated, are your major rounds. Those are your picks that you should expect people to play. Especially your first 2 rounds are guys you should expect to see the field next year. To look at the decision making that took place to ultimately draft TJ Hockenson in the first round when you had Devin Bush there. You had
Sean Gary.
You had
defensive players.
Yeah,
on
you
the
have
board.
you have ballers,
You had
man.
Ed Oliver on the board.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It could have been. You know.
It gets worse. I might be adding a minus here by the time I'm done.
I mean, I'm not calling him Aaron Donald, but you did it once.
True. And to be the last team to draft a tight end in the first round and then do it again. And I know we're not in the front office. Hey, what we get to do is play Monday morning quarterback. I get it. And you're not going to pick off history and all that. It just don't make sense. It doesn't make sense based on what you need. Why is the tight end so important in this offense when the tight end has never been important in this offense?
No.
And so that's interesting. Second round, to your point, Greedy Williams is on the board. You take an oft-injured linebacker who hasn't played a down in the NFL yet, and he's injured already. So that, to me, was enough. Like, I stopped looking at their picks. I went to look at the third round, and I was just going to laugh.
They got the safety. I think it's Will Allen.
Yes. So, yeah, they end up getting that. That's the one time
that's the one
they
guy that
drafted
I can
a
see.
need.
Yeah, that's the one guy that I can see playing.
Yeah.
And hearing his name on Sunday doing something worthwhile.
So
because you lost Glover Quinn, you need a safety. You're grooming Diggs, so you need a rotational guy.
Right.
And he's gonna play some.
So I gave him F. I was just laughing.
All the way.
Yeah, I was laughing. You were texting me, and I was laughing some more. And it became humorous because I was looking to see who they picked next.
The 5th round DN out of Clemson, he's probably gonna get some run too, just from straight depth that you just need a position, right? But that's a position that you could have got in the 2nd round, right? Instead of this linebacker, that's a position you could have got in the 3rd round if you would have handled your DB in the 2nd round. And everything, like one bad move throws everything off to me. Like you take this tight end when you could have took the linebacker in the 1st round. You take the linebacker in the 2nd round when you could have took the corner in the 2nd round. You take a safety in the 3rd round when you could have took your defensive lineman in that round. Like everything got holed up because you took one bad pick. So honestly, you probably could have looked at a draft of Devin Bush, Greedy Williams, and then the same defensive end from Clemson going 1, 2, 3, and that would have been an A, right?
Yep.
Because you filled the need at inside linebackers. You're moving your main signal caller to the outside. You're filling position at corner because you lost Nevin Lawson, and you got to figure out if you're going to pay Darius Slay, and you got a defensive end to pair with the Flowers, who you just paid a whole bunch of money to in 5 years for to pair him so he doesn't get double teamed on the other side. That would have been 1, 2, 3, straight off the books. You handled what you needed to handle, right?
I officially know how you feel now. you just redrafted the whole draft. That I officially now know.
Like if you make the right decision first, 2nd and 3rd round falls in line. You make a bad decision 1st round, you're picking a crappy linebacker and hopefully an overachieving 3rd round safety.
Or maybe you just make bad decisions every round.
And you would think with a new regime, right?
That's what it was supposed to be.
Think, right? But no, it just same old lines.
Sorry. William Bush says, hear me out on this one. Giants didn't pick Haskins because they wanted a white quarterback.
I heard a little bit about that on First Take. And the Giants have never had a black quarterback other than I think it was one game of who replaced Eli that one time, the kid Geno Smith for that one game, right? Other than that, they never had an African American quarterback. So, hey, look, some people stuck in their ways. Some people, there's nothing you can do when you got old white money running stuff. It's just, it's how it is.
Yep. That's tough.
Is that why they took him? I think it's a little more layered than that. I think the Manning family had something to do with them wanting to figure out the right predecessor. Yep. And they picked a guy that
might have something to do with you.
It might have something to do with it, but and then also if you look at what they're doing, it's kind of like what you saw with the Raiders and you see with the Giants. They're getting out the big ego, large presence players, right? Landon Collins is out. Odell Beckham is out.
All their guys are gone.
Those big aura guys that demand a lot of attention. Haskins seems like he's got that kind of aura with him, that kind of cockiness.
Arrogance,
that goes with a little bit. That goes with playing the quarterback position, but I think he for some reason he has a little extra. And I just think they didn't want to go that route, so they picked the safest choice that they probably could.
Yeah, the Raiders do have Antonio now, which is interesting because I don't know that they really understand what's about to happen in their locker room. The guy's a great talent. I'm rooting for him to be successful on the field, but this drama that he keeps up on Twitter and in the locker room is horrible. So it's just unacceptable.
And Ryan Clark said it best. He said there's a guy behind the smile, right? The smile will intoxicate you and think he's a good person and he picks up good numbers.
Right.
But behind that, there's something very dark about that person and the way he tore up that locker room. Because at first we were all on Tomlin and Ben.
Right.
But you keep talking.
Yeah. Oh, you could definitely look
and
now.
You not stop talking.
He's an issue.
And now that you're still going at guys. We have no choice but to put the light on you. You're the issue.
Yeah. So we give them Fs. They roll the Lions grade. F minus.
Green Bay, NFC North.
Green Bay, NFC North. I give them a B plus. I didn't give them an A because I didn't feel like any of their choices. Even though I love the Rashawn Gary pick, just one, I'm a fan. I think the kid's gonna be great in the NFL. I didn't think any of the picks were blow me out of the water picks, but they literally drafted need.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they did a good job for getting some good value.
They usually do a great job.
And they're really not known for the big name pick. They really have never been. You got to think about it. They drafted Aaron Rodgers like 23.
Mm-hmm.
So they're usually not known for the big name pick. They're usually known for picking bottom part of the first round. Anyway, this year they were a little higher, of course, going 6-10 last year. But I gave them a B plus, just basically off of the fact that I didn't feel like they got anybody that was like, oh, okay, definitely going to help them become a dominant defense.
Right.
It seems like to me they get good players. They do a great job developing. The problem always seems for them is they can't stay healthy. Mm-hmm. It's like every year, both starting corners get hurt. Their running back
drafted two last
year. So every year they're getting corners, they get linebackers, D-line.
Yeah.
So they definitely needed help on the defensive side of the ball. They got that. I wasn't shocked that they didn't go heavy offense. Randall Cobb just left. So there was that question there.
Sure.
But I wasn't surprised there because I thought they had a couple of players last year, as far as their young receivers, that given another year, 2 years in their system and everything, and getting used to Aaron Rodgers is gonna make a lot of receivers really good and make them some money.
And that's the point too.
You don't have to necessarily go get a big name guy.
Very true.
So I gave them a B plus for their draft grade. I thought overall they got need, they filled the need that they needed, and hopefully it pans out.
Yeah, you went edge rusher with Gary, backed it up with a safety from Maryland, offensive lineman from Mississippi State.
Kid from Maryland's good too.
Tight end from Texas A&M, defensive lineman from Texas A&M, and a corner in the 6th from Toledo. So some more cornerback depth for you.
Again. Yep.
So I think it looks like mostly depth, unless you think this guy this tight end from Texas A&M is going to be a starter because they lost.
But they got Jimmy Graham still. I mean, he's not the old Jimmy Graham.
Right.
But in that offense, you just need a guy that's going to catch the football, block a little bit. You got to protect A-Rod, and you got to defend in the NFC North. So.
And I think that was a big issue for you guys last year with Balaga and Bakari.
Injuries.
All those guys
injuries.
Keep getting hurt. So, more bodies, more big guys to protect A-Rod. I think you guys will be all right.
Yes, sir.
So Patriots-wise, I think, drafting – I'm not going to dive too deep in it because they're not like my main team.
Mm-hmm.
But just their first-round pick, the wide receiver, is going to help them blow the top off of things. A fast dude. So, that instead, hopefully that turns out like a B, C+ draft. But you got to know that, the guys in that room know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you would have thought a guy that was in that room that came here would take that same information and know what he's doing. I digress. But,
come on, man.
But you can, they're going to still, whoever they pick is going to pay them.
Yeah. I actually gave them a B+ as well. Really, we could border on A-. I thought they killed the draft, to be honest with you. So I'd probably give them A-. It was like
Chase Winovich too.
Yeah, everybody they drafted. I'm like, these guys are gonna play.
Yeah, and it's the Patriots too. Like,
yeah,
you feel like
they do well.
Being drafted into the NFL has to be a great feeling. Like, no matter what round you go, like, I'm a professional football player,
right?
But I'm a professional football player that got picked by the Patriots. Let's go.
That says that says a lot for you. That says a lot.
Let's go. Like, I'm on the best team right now. Like, I'm going to go all out. If you wasn't inspired to go all out anyway, once you put that helmet on, you're going to go all out.
Absolutely.
So, high motor guy, Michigan guy, Chase Winovich, congratulations to him. He's going to be a great edge rusher for them. Hopefully he gets his bearings very quickly and just be a rotational guy maybe his first year and try to get his footing, and you hear his name a lot on Sundays.
Yep. Great job. And then
would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just was wanting to make sure we were shifted to that.
Oh yeah, go. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Cleveland. For those of you who've been to the Q, you know that tone of Cleveland as well. Draft grade for my Browns. I'm giving out a lot of B+. So tricky draft, right? No first round pick. First with the 19th pick in the 2019 NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select Odell Beckham Jr. My ears. So obviously, we made the trade first round. Second round, we take Greedy Williams, corner out of LSU.
Yeah.
That to me was
shouldn't have been there.
Hey, listen, we're not doing that today. Listen, that to me was one of the best picks in the draft. No homerism in there. Looking at different teams that made different picks at different times, I thought second round, hey, he was there to take him and to pair him with the Pro Bowler, because you got an All-Pro on the other side in Denzel Ward. So you put Greedy Williams with him. I really like that pick. So I thought that was one of the.
Telling everybody y'all going to the Super Bowl.
I don't even want to talk about that. Why do you do?
Everything was going right.
Just be drafted. Right. Just be drafted, bro. Like, don't make comments like that. Dennis pointed out earlier in the show that Vegas has the Browns not making the playoffs. I'm not riding that train. The Browns, to me, are winning this division and getting in this year. I just think that's how this is going to go. I know you talk about sophomore slump, Baker, and all those things. I just think that they're going to win division. I think that the Pittsburgh situation, their draft helps them stay relevant. I just don't know what Juju is like without Antonio on the other side. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be interesting. The Ravens, I don't trust the quarterback yet. So we know they're going to read option a lot, but defensively, you lost some people. I just don't see that panning out, and Cincinnati's still a work in progress. So I still think they're winning the division. I already said, I think I said 11-5. Or did I say 12-4?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I
one
take
of
12-4.
Third round, they went to Taki, linebacker out of BYU. I like that. Tough guy. They says got a little trouble with tackling, which is interesting for a linebacker, but he'll do. They think he'll do well. Then the safety from Miami.
Yeah.
Like that pick.
Like that.
You guys know the Miami defense. Takeaway chain. Ball hawk safety. Isn't afraid to come up and hit.
Gotta replace Jabril.
You had to replace Jabril Peppers. I love that pick. Mac Wilson, linebacker out of Alabama. Love that pick. I love defensive guys out of Alabama. It's usually the offensive guys that you always wonder about, like their receiver. They have, you got Julio, but really still, I don't know. We'll see. He came out of Alabama. But their old linemen do really well. Quarterbacks and stuff, a little tricky. Defensive guys out of Alabama, love it. The Mac Wilson pick, great. We picked a kicker. Interesting.
Yeah, hey, as many games you lost.
I lost 4 games
from missed field goals.
Missed field goals.
You want to get as many kickers in as you can.
Yeah. So we picked a kicker. So and then lastly, Donnie Lewis Jr., quarterback out of Tulane. That's just a depth pick, as you know. We just talked about how they're looking really good at corner. But hey, injuries happen. So
not a lot of offensive picks for you.
No, but I mean, there's no need. You already have Njoku at safety. I mean, at tight end. You got.
I mean, depth-wise, you could use some offensive.
Yeah, and there'll be some free agents, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
I think we're going to enter buyout season now.
Yeah.
Where some of the
free agency
veterans, some of the veterans are going to get bought out.
Yep.
Because we had free agency, we had the draft. Now we're getting 50-year player declines, stuff like that. So
a couple guys are probably.
There's
some folks that want to come.
Yep. Some guys are probably going to get cut within the next month or so, and you might see some new guys at training camp.
Yeah. Oh, Brian, you like that? Yeah, got a couple of those back there. Brian said, "Sidebar, that's a nice trophy."
Hey, you know. More to come.
Yep. that season's coming soon too. But yeah, so B+. I feel like this would have been a draft if we had that first round pick, because I think he would have made a great pick. I'm feeling Ken Dorsey right now.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's making the team. Yeah. He did it in Kansas City. We just gotta hope they stay out of jail. That's the biggest thing. Because it's just a lot of these guys end up in the wrong spot. But definitely, I loved it. Cleveland, this is for you.
It is for you.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had a good draft.
Thank you.
You're just doing everything right, and you got the quarterback, you got the weapons. I mean, you got a good running back. You got a running back that's suspended that's going to come back in the middle of the season.
Man.
You got a big tight end. Hopefully, you bring us some more hands.
Yeah. Guess football, young man. You got one job.
You got Olivier Vernon, a guy who can anchor your defense. Just gets help at linebacker. Your corners is good. Hopefully, your DBs get solid. You got some good division.
Talk that talk, young fella. Talk that talk.
It's looking good for the Brownies.
Yes, sir.
I'm not with Vegas on that one. I think it's pretty wide open for them to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't think barring injury, of course, and of course that like I said, I think that sophomore slump is extra real. So hopefully Baker can work his way out of that, and hopefully his coach / head offensive coordinator can put him in a position to where easy throws, get rhythm, rely on the run game, and let those two great wide receivers do more with less. So
right.
Hopefully that works out for you, man. I'll be watching a lot of Browns games this year.
You will. Right back there in the family room. William says Baker is dangerous. Too many egos in the locker room, though. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think so, though. It doesn't strike me as there's gonna be ego issue just because of the temperament of the head coach. One. Secondly, it's one thing egos and we're not close. We play together. We claim the brotherhood because we fight this war for 16 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another thing to chemistry when it's off the field chemistry. These guys hang out. These guys are together. And we already know that that's how this team's going to be. There's going to be a lot of guys going out to dinner, a lot of guys at each other's houses, chilling, hanging out, family time. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening to where I don't think the ego issue is going to happen. And with the way the offense is set up, there's going to be a lot of touches for everybody. The biggest issue everybody seems to think is going to be Odell. I'm going to be honest with you. With Odell having Landry there, I think, yeah, you get a little bit, but I think you get a little media-created drama.
Yeah.
Because the they're already looking for it. He didn't come to the voluntary workout. Head coach Freddie Kitchens goes, it's voluntary. Y'all trying to get me to have an issue. And y'all try. It's a non-story. So, yeah, that comes with the territory of having an Odell in your locker room. I just don't see the issue this year with egos.
No, I have the utmost confidence that his relationship with Juice will temper his antics, and that's coupled with winning as well.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes once, hopefully, but hopefully not. But if a couple games get lost in a row, or a couple games where they lose, and Odell doesn't have as many catches as he thinks he's
there'll
doing,
be a test.
The cameras and the reporters will try to get that sound bite out of him. And, hopefully he isn't reckless with his statements.
Yeah. Believe me, there are going to be moments this season when they're going to be tested. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. That's every season. So we'll see. But way to go, Brownies. Can't wait.
Yeah. And shout out the chat going on right now. Notable guys, like I said, DK Metcalf goes to the Seahawks. I think they got a great weapon.
That's a nice weapon to me.
Yeah, nice, red zone weapon for Russell, guy he can just throw it up to, and
he's gonna do well.
A touchdown. He had 40 speed, but there were people saying, like on the field, but he's a man beast. Like you give him a ball and he can just pretty much stiff arm anybody and go down the sideline. So hopefully that works out for him. Pete Carroll coaches him up, and he becomes a good professional. Also, I like the wide receiver pick from the Ravens. That also helps them out. They
got the kid from Oklahoma, right?
Yep, it gives them a big three.
Yep.
With quarterback, receiver, and running back. So hopefully that works themselves out.
I like the Patriots pick a wide receiver. That was
that kid.
The kid out of Arizona State.
That kid is super fast.
That's going to be interesting for them.
My thing with that is, he reminds me of Brandon Cooks, and that didn't work out. So why draft a guy?
Better.
You think he's better?
Yeah, I think he's better.
Okay. I mean, he doesn't.
He's a little taller too, but I think he's better though.
Hopefully, they got him for a rookie deal. So
yeah,
maybe
a lot of young players in this draft that have great stories that I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the kid Jacobs that went to Oakland.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for him living out of his car with his family.
He's going to have plenty of opportunities there too.
Absolutely. That's one I'm going to keep my eye on. A lot of kids you can root for this year, where you don't have to necessarily root for the team, but hopefully you see him playing, and then you can say, okay, I remember that kid, you see him make some plays. Him along with all the guys we talked about, I'm hoping to see a lot of those kids really get on the field and do what they're getting paid to do.
I'm not rooting for Kyler Murray. All right, so ding. We kind of alluded to it a little bit. I just want to play a little, fact or fiction with you about some of the storylines that are coming out of the NFL. One that I had, and you kind of touched on it a little bit. Fact or fiction? There's more pressure on the Browns than the Patriots this season.
Fiction. To me, there's no comparison to the pressure that a defending champion will feel. The defending champs are going to play 16 games of your best football from your opponent, no matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, when you are the hunted, you are truly that's a different animal. I remember our team, literally, Madison Heights Wolverines, we won the Super Bowl our first year. And then the following year, and it's kind of like this every year because we are who we are. It's a different animal. You're playing the expectation game is because of who you've already proven yourself to be.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns have pressure because it's expectation pressure, but they haven't proven anything yet. So
expectations can be crushing.
They can be, but I went to me having that expectation versus this is another year of Brady, Belichick, repeat champs, dynasty talk. You drafted guys. Is there a chink in the armor? The storylines will be similar, right? If the Browns start 0-3, everybody's in an uproar, right? Because all this expectation, right? If the Patriots start 0-3, it's the demise of the Patriots as we know it. To me, those are different. They're in the same room. Just to me, that demise, that pressure of the defending champ, a little more. So I'm going fiction on that one. Is there expectation? Yes. As the season goes on, if they come out winning and you start to become who people think you might be, I think the pressure then begins to grow. But to me, that real pressure that I think that question's asking shows up if they go 12-4, make the playoffs, and lose in the divisional round, right? Next year, 2020, now you don't just have expectation. Now it's win time.
Right.
You're expected to win because you've already done it.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at with that one. That's a good one.
Here's the thing that I, where I draw from it is the loss of Gronkowski, the horrible schedule, not only just opponent-wise, but travel-wise, the slow starts notoriously the last 3 years in the beginning of the season. I think not a pass because you just don't give Brady Belichick teams passes. I think there will be a little leeway given to this team to try to figure things out because with the team that they put on the field this year, and I'm speaking of the Patriots, it's probably going to be one of the least talented teams they have in a long time. Like you can't really name any of their interior guys. Like lineman-wise, Van Noy is probably their best linebacker. They still got a pretty good corner in Gilmore, but where your position guys come from? Who's going to play tight end? Are you just going to convert yourself to a running team in the beginning of the season? Like it's just a lot of questions going into this thing. The Browns, everybody's crowning them, like crown their ass.
Crowning them to do what? Though?
I think
to win the division.
To win, like to win consistently. I think there will be some leverage given to them to lose some games here and there because there's still going to be growing pains. You still got to kumbaya and, get everybody on the same page. But the division's wide open for you to win. And for a Cleveland Brown fan and for a fan base, that's a huge thing.
That's huge.
They're clamoring just for wins. Patriot fans, we win championships. We just, that's just what we do. And if we have a down year next year, we can win the championship. No, you guys need W's today. Like if the season starts today, you want to win and you want to win divisions. When's the last time you won a division title?
Oh,
okay. So like the pressure's on. So I feel like the pressure on the Browns this year is really, really big. And I hope they don't crack up under the pressure. I feel like the Patriots will be given some leeway. I don't think the Browns will. I think if they go on a 3-game losing streak, the media is going to swarm them.
Very true. I think there's no right answer here. I think this answer, if you have, you can make this answer make sense.
Yeah,
either or. I don't think the Patriots are going to be given that leeway. They do not get that leeway to me. Like they never. As soon as they lose a game or they lose a game, win a game, lose it, as soon as they just don't look like themselves, they don't get the leeway because they won with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
They won with people.
Mm-hmm.
So, they've done it all. And so there's no excuses left for them. Like, oh, well, our schedule's hard. Oh, you played a hard schedule. Oh, well, we don't have, so Gronk's not here. Okay, but you're the Patriots.
Yeah.
You still got it's like they don't get that. And so
the bar stays high.
It never moves. And to me, that is an overwhelming amount of pressure that a team has to deal with. And so, but you make a good point. You're right. Browns fan. This is where Browns fans have to temper it. Like everybody.
Okay, 12 wins.
No. That's. I get it. Yes, 12 wins. But that's not just because they have these people, but it's also because of the Steelers, because of the Ravens, the division, the other teams in AFC. Like, you can't just say 12 wins and go, because we have this. Like, if you're a fan that goes, we got Odell, we're winning the Super Bowl. You got to pump your brakes. Because that means you don't realize this is a 16-game season. Ups, downs are going to happen. Pains, injuries, right? So Nick's, Bruce, everybody's hurt by week 16. It's just, you just got to hope there's nothing major, no season-ending stuff, right? So I think at the end of the day, we're both saying we both have valid points.
All right.
Everybody calm down on Browns fans. Come on. Division's realistic. Stop with the Super Bowl stuff.
My next question is, true or false? Josh Rosen will have a better Dolphin career than Ryan Tannehill. Because essentially, that's who he's replacing. Ryan Tannehill, 6 years, 20,000 yards, 123 touchdowns, 75 interceptions. In 88 games, he went 42-46.
Ooh.
No playoff wins.
What was his completion percentage? Do you know?
It was a lot of numbers. I didn't boil that down.
All right.
More touchdowns than interceptions, but more losses than wins.
I'm gonna have to say false, and the reason why is because it's not. Will they get anybody else to help them?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're the Dolphins.
So false. Josh Rosen will not have a better career than Ryan Tannehill.
And it'll be partially because of him, but also because of the fact that he has no talent around. Like that's how I feel about. Like that's how I feel about Tannehill. Like
at least he had juice.
Yeah, but then they traded him too.
Yeah, last year his numbers were horrible.
Yeah,
so he had him those 6 years.
Who does Rosen have now?
Kenny Stills.
Yeah. Nah, I'm sorry. As of today, that's false for me.
That's false.
Yeah.
So you'll take Ryan Tannehill.
I'll take Ryan Tannehill
over Josh Rosen
right now.
That's insane.
And look how bad Josh Rosen's first season was. But again, he had Arizona.
He had really nothing there. No offense.
He had a Hall of Fame wide
receiver. No defense. If you got nobody to stop the ball or stop them from hitting you, it's nothing much you can do.
Yeah, I'm false on that.
I want the guy to succeed because you don't want to be like.
But you're projecting Josh Rosen.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go false too. I think Ryan Tannehill is gonna have a better Dolphins career than Josh Rosen. Yeah. One, because he don't have a Jarvis Landry. They're gonna have to rely on a run game there, and unfortunately for Josh Rosen, the division got harder. So you're still in the division with the Patriots. Yeah, the Bills got better.
The Jets have Le'Veon.
The Jets got better, and
on paper,
yeah.
Everybody got better.
Yeah, everybody in that division got better, but you. And for Dolphins fans, they say we did get better. We got Josh Rosen. So.
Nah.
So fact or fiction, I'm gonna say fiction that Josh Rosen is gonna be a better stalwart than Ryan Tannehill.
Absolutely not.
All right, and then last one, fact or fiction, Daniel Jones will have a better career than Dwayne Haskins.
Fiction. That's so easy.
How is it so easy?
Bro, listen, Daniel Jones.
He's an Ohio State quarterback that plays for Washington.
Daniel Jones
is a nobody.
He's a nobody who got drafted by the Giants to be quarterback.
Tom Brady was nobody.
And stop it. Don't do that. We're not that show. Kobe, no, the Jets will not block for Bell. I think he's gonna have a tough season this year. No, sir. No. Daniel, listen, there's a good chance Daniel Jones never starts a game for this team.
How you figure?
He's going to start because they're going to toss Eli after week 3. And it's going to be bad. And they're going to draft another quarterback within the next 2 years. No. Dwayne Haskins will have a better career. Now, that might be because Dwayne Haskins plays 15 games and Daniel Jones plays 12.
Just out of pure
opportunity, Dwayne Haskins, even though he's an Ohio State quarterback, they don't do well. Man. He's the most natural passer to come out of Ohio State.
You're not giving neither one of these dudes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Daniel Jones, no, that was a bogus pick. That was ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking, and no, he's going to play this year by default because Eli is going to suck after week 3 or week 4. Out of their bye week, whatever week that is, he'll be playing.
No, I think he doesn't play until next year.
You think Eli makes the whole season?
I think either he makes the whole season. Yeah, I think he makes the whole season because it's his last year. He,
Okay.
I mean, he got 1 year
They're
left.
probably gonna pick up a free agent quarterback to be the second guy anyway.
Yeah, they got to put another guy on the roster.
Yeah. So yeah, you might be right. I think Haskins sees the field this year.
I think if you're a Giants fan, you're tanking again this year. So
Pick a quarterback next year.
and then you'll be in #1 pick, and then you got to pick between Daniel Jones and Tua Tagovailoa. And then you go pull a Kyler Murray and then trade Daniel Jones.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Haskins.
Hey, bank that. Remember this episode if that happens.
Right.
I said it first.
Right.
All right, that's all I have for the true and false. We can move over to the NBA, the association. So much drama.
All the time.
We can begin in the Eastern Conference right now behind us as we record. The Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers are playing right now. The series is tied at 1 apiece with Philly winning that second game by the skin of their teeth. Is there skin on our teeth? Where did that come from? Where did that phrase
Don't know.
come from? That phrase is weird.
Gonna have to research that one.
So how do you feel like this is gonna pan out? Probably another couple games. The 2 games one game in Philly, probably another game in Toronto by the time we get back on air. How do you think this series is going? Or what's your overall feeling?
Yes, Kobe, there are teams in the East.
So we get rid of them first.
Right. Philadelphia, I think, is going to win this series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. I said this before.
I'm going to flip-flop. I'm just letting you
We
know
didn't,
now.
and I don't think did we pick these? We didn't pick
No,
these
but we
because
had teams that we were favored throughout the year.
I've been talking Philly all year, and to me, Philly once they got Meek Miller, once they got kind of got their roster together. To me, when you look at just pure talent,
you know what? I feel bad because I kind of bullied you into liking Philly because you were on like the Celtics thing.
Well, nobody
for a
said
long
I'm
time.
not. Nobody said, hold on. We ain't talking about the Eastern Conference Finals. We're just talking about
This series.
just the series.
I feel like okay. All right.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Philly, I've admitted when it comes to Philly, I've admitted this. They're to me, they're the most talented team in the East, like talent-wise. I think they have a big game shooter.
Take the paper out, put up the lineup.
That's it.
You were picked up.
I like their lineup. You got a big game shooter. You got a 7-footer who should be unstoppable. You got a 6'10" point guard who I know he can't shoot, but when the kid is aggressive, he makes a lot of things happen for his teammates and for himself. You have a 3-point shooter. So I mean, you got all those little elements that make a complete team. So talent-wise, they're the best team. Toronto has
one
guy who is arguably the best player on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not enough to me, unless your name is LeBron James, to beat a team as built like Philly.
Oh, that goes against our philosophy, though. Sometimes we gotta pick the best player on the floor.
In a game 7, we're talking to win 4 games.
Okay.
And this is when you have. So you think about this. 68, 62-48. Yeah. 76ers are winning. When you we've done this before, right? Like you said, we said, who's got the best player.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think about how we compared that against certain teams. Now it's hard to say, like when sometimes we'll go, LeBron's the best player, but you looked at the Warriors, you were like, the Warriors are going to win. So when you look at the talent versus that one player, a lot of times you can go LeBron over that team because they didn't have enough all-around talent. To me, Philly versus Kawhi, Philly's got too much talent. I think Philly wins this series in 6-4-2. I think Toronto's going to get one at home, but I think Philly's going to win the series.
Yeah, I was, before you started talking, I was going to pick Toronto. Because I was going to go with the best player. Like, Kawhi's playing great basketball.
Right.
Like, it feels like a wasted effort because he's being so efficient and he's being so great with the basketball. He's doing great things on the court, and his teammates is not helping him out. Right
so then you're not picking.
Playoff Lowry is gone.
Y'all know how this goes.
He's not going. And then Spicy PK, he might be the most improved player of the year, but he's an intangible guy, right?
Right.
He can score 30 sometimes, but he's 15, 20 guy. He gets you rebounds, he gets you steals, he gets you assists. You need another guy that you can ball with.
Right.
And Lowry is supposed to be that guy. Danny Green doesn't have that makeup. He's a spot-up guy. Lowry's supposed to be there to help Kawhi with his 35 to couple with your 20 and 15, And unfortunately, you're paying $30-something million to a guy that doesn't show up in the postseason. And if you are Toronto, you're going to be stuck with this guy because Kawhi's going to leave you and you're going to be stuck here with a playoff Lowry. But I feel like it's still enough to maybe get past Philadelphia if they don't have their head on straight, because they're knuckleheads. Like if they don't have their head on straight, you feel like they'll lose a game or two.
Philly?
Yeah, you feel like they'll be susceptible to lose a game or two. But with that score behind me and what I heard you say, I'm gonna still keep rocking with Philly.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep rocking with Philly because they do have a closer in Jimmy Butler. They got a pace guy in Embiid. And they got shot makers in J.J. Redick and Tobias Harris, along with their, ladies and gentlemen, air quotes, floor general, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, we're on the same page, and you come back to that point. That's normally we would go best player, but when you're looking at best player, and look how you just broke it down. Best player, where's his help?
Mm-hmm.
And in today's NBA, best player now has a number 2 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Lowry's the number 2 guy.
Ain't gonna work.
Siakam, I like it. Like if you don't have it,
Siakam.
I like Siakam too, but Embiid's canceling him out.
Yeah.
So no, offensively, Embiid hasn't been a force this series, but on the boards, defensively, you got a 7-footer there, so that's a big difference.
Yeah.
So I like Philly winning the series 4-2.
And then on the other East, according to Paul Pierce, the series is over, but now it's tied 1-1. The Bucks and the Celtics. Your favorite analyst, Paul Pierce. The Bucks looked out of it. Game 1, they won game 2. Your thoughts on that series? I think this is a great adjustment series. You see 2 good coaches going back. Usually when the series goes back and forth like 1-1 like that, there was an adjustment made and the other team capitalized on that adjustment. That's why when we go to the West and a certain team is down 0-2, that coach didn't make no adjustments. He's just hoping that his team plays better.
Mm-hmm.
You see the adjustments in these Eastern Conference games, and especially this one.
Yeah, but this was the prime example of, oh my God, knee-jerk reaction.
Oh my God.
Like, why? If you are a sports fan, you should know when it comes to the NBA playoffs, you do not get excited after game 1. Game 2, if you're up 2-0, now you can get a little excited.
But it's over.
But that's
after game 1.
And I know Boston gave them the business in game 1. But come on, y'all. You have to give Giannis some credit. He's legit. That team is the best team record-wise in the NBA this year. Coached. They're a well-coached team. They defend well. They shoot the ball well. They had some things that didn't happen in that first game that normally happen. Mm-hmm. Plus, we told you they're going to wall up, clog the middle on Giannis. But to your point, we knew the adjustment was coming. Mm-hmm. I 100% expected Milwaukee to win game 2. They did handily. And this series is going to be about who can make the most adjustments. It also might be a series where we are shocked, though, because I don't want to do this, but I think Boston's going to win the series. Mm-hmm. And I hate doing it because I've been
said it already. Make it, print it.
I think they're going to win the series. I do. I think the series is going to go 7. I think it's going to be adjustment. I just think that, though, there's going to be an adjustment that takes place that pushes one team over the top, and I think it's going to be Boston. Milwaukee is young still. This is that first time being there, and I think at some point that's going to hurt them.
I can understand that.
I think that's going to hurt. I think Boston, that veteran leadership, I think Boston's going to get another game in Milwaukee. And I think this series is going to end in 7.
That'll be game 5.
Yeah, I think it'll be game 5 in Milwaukee, but I think Milwaukee might get game 6 in Boston. I think this ends in 7, but I think Boston wins this on the road in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean, just from the coaches wise, I would love to see this as a 7-game series. I love the game plan in game one for Boston, right?
Yep.
Just let Giannis go and just get smothered in the paint and just everybody else misses shots.
Yep.
Right. And to me, I feel like game two, his trust in his teammates got them to win. Because even in the first half, you still saw him pressing. Like Giannis was still turning the ball over. But guys like Chris Middleton and Bledsoe, those guys were hitting shots, and that gave him confidence to keep doing what he has to do, right? Which is just attacking the paint.
Right.
All this dude is just maliciously just attacking the paint, and trusting your guys to make shots. And Boston didn't make shots.
Right.
And for Boston, they won game one off of their defensive pressures and off their defensive intensity. I don't think they are disciplined enough to keep that going on a consistent level to impact this series to them winning it.
Gotcha.
I think the defensive intensity in Milwaukee is ingrained in them because they've been doing it all year, and their coaches really discipline them in that style of play. So a hiccup here or there might happen, but that's just who they are. I think Boston's trying to they're trying to like tap into some, this is,
playoff basketball, flip the switch.
But they don't, it's not consistent with them. I don't think they're going to consistently have that switch flip, because after you win a game, then you relax, and then now you lost a game, and now you're going to try to win another game.
Yeah, I expected that though. This is one of those series where you knew that. I don't think there was anything they could do to win game two. Because I don't think they're that good.
Mm-hmm.
The Celtics aren't that good where you were like the Warriors can go in somebody's house and take the first two if they were ever on the road team. The Celtics aren't that good. They weren't even gelled enough yet. Coming in. You could tell they're starting to get the groove. Definitely starting to play like the team people expect them to be. But they're not that good to me to be able to take those first two. To me, it was when I saw them blow them out game one, I was like, they're losing game two.
If Al Horford and the Greek Freak are in a collision for 7 straight games, I'm taking the Greek Freak. Al Horford got him one. Like he's a pro. He's a professional. He's an all-star.
True.
Get that man his due, right? But Greek Freak gonna keep coming, and he gonna keep coming. And I feel like ultimately, I think it's gonna be Milwaukee series.
So you like Milwaukee in 7?
I like Milwaukee. I don't know how many games. Maybe 6, 7. I mean, that sounds about right. Depending on, you don't expect somebody to string 3 straight games going on right now.
I don't see it happening.
So then in the West, we have another 1-1 series. Great adjustment by the Portland Trailblazers in that one, where you saw Nuggets win game 1, Portland win game 2. It wasn't even Dame and CJ in game 2. It was the other guys that pretty much kept them in pace to win that game. And then just the Nuggets just missed wide open shots. So how do you feel about that series moving forward?
The reason you just gave is the reason why I'm picking the Trailblazers, because it wasn't even Dame and CJ. It was the others. And to me, I think they're more likely to put together the next level for them is to put together the Dame and CJ plus the others game, the full team win. Yeah. And I just think they're more likely to do that. Denver, great young team, great young nucleus. You got the Joker. You got
Harris,
you got Harris, you got Murray. So great young nucleus. I actually enjoy watching them. Tough team. Don't back down to anybody. And I know people aren't gonna like this, but young, first years, 2 seed, experience, tough games, being in this moment. I just don't see.
You don't see.
I don't see Denver pulling this one out.
The 7-game series with San Antonio giving them some kind of advantage.
I think it did a little bit because it's San Antonio. I think that gives you confidence. That's San Antonio. That's fine. You beat exactly. That gives them 2 games in this series. It pushes them. They're going to do their thing. You're supposed to win at home. That's a tough place to play. I expected game 1 win because you were coming off that high, but I absolutely expected Portland to adjust. This is a scenario where now we go back to that best player. To me, the best player on the floor is Dame Lillard. His second best player is CJ. CJ, I might not say is the second best player on the floor,
No.
but CJ is a dog in his own right, and their bench play is fantastic.
Yeah.
I go over to the Denver side. You have the best young players on the floor. Clearly. The Joker is the truth.
He's here.
And Gary Harris, shooter, mental tough guy, gonna get you some buckets. And Murray is nice. Murray's the second best player on the floor to me.
Over the Joker?
No, third best.
Okay.
So, but I don't think that's enough to beat these Blazers. The Blazers know who they are now.
Yeah.
The Blazers have gone 2 seasons in a row, getting knocked out in the first round, embarrassed. This year, they know who they are. To me, this is just that year that they're the team you don't want to play.
Yeah.
I got them winning this series in 6 games.
I can see that. I do have more confidence in the Trailblazers moving forward. That first game, it was just like Jokic was just making all the right plays.
Every play was
like he was a 0.5.
Yep.
Like he was pushing the ball, making the right passes, and you just thought that was just going to keep going for next game.
Right.
And he still had those passes. Don't get it twisted. Guys just missed shots. They just missed shots, and the other guys, Rodney Hood, Enes Kanter, those guys really stepped up their game. And Rodney Hood, that was like a sneaky
that was a
trade from Cleveland. That really.
I'm not counting on that though, but that was a great moment.
I mean, yeah, just as another guy. Yeah. You know, that can score the bucket. But I 100 agree with you. The Dame CJ game is coming.
Yep.
Like where they score,
where Dame goes for 40,
95 points.
Yep.
You know that game is coming.
Yep.
So while we would lay and wait for that, the thing that Denver really needs to do is, what they're doing is just keep the ball in Jokic's hands.
Right.
And then when it's go time or when you get down, Murray has to step up and be the guy. He's still a guy. I feel like he has the confidence enough to be that guy, but does he have the game to back it up in this moment? Maybe his game needs another couple years of maturation. It took Dame and CJ so long to get to this point, and just for this young guy to come into this moment and play big at these times, it may just be a little too much for him to have his game and get the touches, because right now Joker's so dominant with the ball. I want Portland to win.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
I want Portland to win. But I think Denver's going to win.
Okay.
I think Denver's going to win because I think their depth guys are better than Portland.
Okay.
And then also, nobody's guarding. Like, you have nobody that can guard this guy.
Right.
There's nobody, like, his motor is ridiculous. And he just if I'm his coach, you just got to kill him. Like, he got to play 40 minutes. You can't really rest him.
Yeah.
And you just got to keep – and as a big man, that's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
But you got to keep this guy on the floor all the time because the offense has to go through him.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's
because every time he sits down, the other team makes a run.
And here's the thing, he also gets gassed.
Yes.
He gets gassed
because he works very hard.
Ends up dominating the fourth quarter and gives them 3 or 4 extra possessions because of offensive rebounds. I just think that's too much to put on this team right now. Your points are valid. They have the talent. They got the depth. It's just too much to put on them this year. To me, they're for real. To me, this team should be consistent every year here on out. They came into this year, we're going, oh, man, they're the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, oh, it's the Nuggets, though. They're going to come back down to earth. No, this team's for real. We got to respect them now and expect. They have the Cleveland expectation, right? Now you expect for them to win years going forward.
Mm-hmm.
You keep this team together. It's a little too much to put on them in this series. And right now, Portland has to just win their home games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Denver's going to get one.
Like I said, I want Portland because I think there'll be a better matchup for the Warriors.
Right.
Obviously, we haven't.
Yeah, you go. Yeah. Believe me, I'm ready for that commentary. It's going to be quick.
I think Portland would be the better matchup because now we can flip over to this series. Over. Like, first game one, it was like referee game. It was like the refs started giving them the calls, and the refs took this game away from them. And then, okay, look, second game, we just gonna give you this work, and you're not gonna complain about no refs,
sir. And they still complained every call. I'm so tired of watching Houston complain, and the Warriors complain a lot too.
Yeah, most definitely.
But bro, I'm so tired of James Harden flopping and Chris Paul flopping. Every time these guys take jump shots, they angle their legs and they do all this stuff. And I know. Video? No, I didn't see it.
Like Van Pelt showed, like, here's a normal James
Harden.
I did
see that. Yes.
And he goes up and down.
Yes.
Here's James Harden trying to get a call, and he goes up and slants it.
Yeah, I'm so tired of seeing that, and then you don't get calls. I can see if you didn't get calls and you were shooting a real jump shot.
Right.
I'm so tired of them whining, bro. They cried in game 2 just as much as they did in game 1. But this time, these were not fouls for real. Some of the ones in game 1 was questionable, but this one, I'm so tired. This series is done.
Donezo.
Done.
Over.
And on top of that, they're like over their like they've never come back from down 0-2 in the playoffs.
Nope.
This series is over.
No.
I don't even care if Houston wins game 3.
Especially not against the Warriors.
This series is over. I have nothing else. There's nothing else to say about it.
Yeah.
The series is done.
So,
even if Houston wins the proverbial game 3 swing game, this series
5-game sweep.
Over. 5-game sweep. Gentlemen's sweep.
Listen, Chris Paul has to take over at some point in time and tell James Harden to you got to start attacking the rim, kid. Like, these threes that you keep taking, they're not going in. You're not getting the calls. Hit the rim. Like, go to the rim. And then also, I was watching The Jump, and Tracy McGrady made a good point of saying that Clint Capella is killing them. Like,
it's a bad matchup.
This is a horrible matchup.
Yeah.
If they were playing Boogie, okay, that's
right.
fine. But Andre Iguodala is absolutely destroying this dude. They are not allowing the Clint Capella lob, which was all his points, basically. You know, the Harden, the Capella lob.
Yep.
They're cutting off that lob, and now they're sucking. And on offense, they're bringing Capella up.
Yep.
He's guarding him over him.
Capella has to play a guard.
Yeah.
He's guarding. Sometimes it's Capella against Curry.
Their small lineup is
killing. The death lineup is
even in game 1, like. They tried to switch that out for Nene. Like, that was even worse.
Yep.
And his old knees and then guys just going right past him. You got his Tracy McGrady's suggestion was you got to play Austin Rivers.
Yep.
You got to play Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
And let
you got to put what's his name at the 5.
And let PJ Tucker play.
PJ Tucker. Yep.
Nope. And you got to meet them at their small ball just to get a chance.
And guess what that means? You're gonna lose. Because when you have to meet them at small ball, you're going to lose. And that's the thing. James Harden gets more of his free throws from going to the rack.
Yeah.
Because he's really good at drawing.
Just go to the rack.
But he's going to score an extra 10 maybe because of that. But, bro, they don't.
If I was him, I wouldn't take a 3.
Does Houston win game 3?
No, it's a sweep.
Oh, you don't think Houston's going to get one?
No, I'm going to end my feelings on this one.
Okay.
Analyst says give yourself a game.
Analyst says give a game 2.
Yeah.
I say the same.
Yeah. Analyst says
but I'm gonna ride with you on the sweep.
I'm going sweep. Like, it's just because like we foreshadowed before, the series that are 1-1 are full of players and coaches that are willing to make adjustments to the teams that are playing.
Yep.
And I think Houston is so bullheaded and so cocky and so self-centered that they don't believe that they need to make an adjustment. They're just going to keep doing the same stuff and think they're going to have a different outcome.
Yep.
It's not going to happen. Is James Harden a great enough player to have a James Harden game and hopefully they win a game? Sure. But the probability of that is exponentially low.
Little. I agree. It's over.
So I would say it's over. And I will look forward to a Portland Trail Blazers, Golden State Warriors, Western Conference.
Although you picked Denver.
Although I do think Denver will win. But, Golden State, Denver, that's 5 games. Golden State, Portland, 6 games.
All right. Well, when we return next week, we will be near the end of some of these series, we should be in games
We
5.
have to discuss that.
That's right, because someone's going on vacation. So we'll see.
So it may just be Facebook Live. You know,
Okay.
we might have to go picture in picture. I don't know.
All right, we'll figure it
I
out.
have to figure out.
We'll figure out how that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Man's gonna be on vacation.
Hey.
We might have to start holding it down though. We got real sponsors and stuff. I might have to come with this voice
solo
somewhere.
it out. Hey, put me on TV in the back like Stephen A.
Right. That's gonna be funny, man.
But yeah, so I think that that's a ball on it. I think by the time we get back, we'll see exactly where those series are. Not a lot of development on the NFL side. That I feel like
that's gonna hush up. Ain't gonna be much to talk about
until we get to later in the summer.
Our next show is gonna be all NBA.
Yeah,
and whatever other sports news is going on.
Yeah,
it's time to settle down.
It's time to sit down and get down with the association. But once again, we love our sponsors here at the Academy Sports Show. Vaughn's Plumbing, both licensed and assured. Vaughn Plumbing provides top quality services at great prices. Whether it's just getting up the cold, waterproofing, or daily home services, call the man.
313-304-7786.
VaughnPlumbing.com also gives you a website where you can see all of the areas that they service around the Metro Detroit area and even further. Or if you want to see the prices and the quotes for the service they provide, you want to check that out. But we subscribe to Vaughn's Plumbing, and we suggest that you call them in.
313-304-7786.
The man right there is the radio. And we pay.
Also, don't forget about the home team. If you're looking to buy, I think you would appreciate that. If you're looking to buy, sell, rent, lease, invest in real estate, or maybe looking for a career change, call KW Lakeside, the home team. Ask for Nick Bowers at 586-634-9419. The home team at Keller Williams Lakeside, let them help you out with your real estate needs. You can go to their website at thehometeamusa.com, or you can check them out on Facebook at The Home Team. That's KW Lakeside, The Home Team. Nick Bowers, 586-634-9419. Again, call Nick Bowers at 586-634-9419. KW Lakeside, The Home Team.
All right. Any last words, sir?
Man, thank you to everybody as always. Thank you to everybody in our live feeds. Showed up on my Facebook page, showed up in our YouTube page. Don't forget, if you listen to us in podcast land, you listen to us on iTunes or on SoundCloud. We appreciate you as always. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you click the follow button. Whatever button that allows you to know that we are there, click it. Hey, iTunes also asks you to rate us. Give us a bunch of stars. We really appreciate it. And share this live feed with someone that you know that loves. Share this podcast with someone that you know that loves podcasts. As always, we appreciate you guys joining us on YouTube. If you haven't found us yet, look us up. Academy Sports Show on YouTube, Academy Sports Show on Instagram, Academy Sports Show on Facebook. Click all those follows, all those likes. You see what we're doing on social media throughout the week. And as always, you can follow us live on a Thursday night. You can always find us here somewhere between 7, maybe 8. We've got our own studio now, so we can kind of do it whenever we feel the need or whenever we feel like it, which is a good thing. So we hope to see you guys next week. It'll either be both of us in some fashion. Maybe it'll be me. We'll see. But on behalf of myself, Joel Williams, and this guy right here.
Listen. Peace, love, and hair grease, everybody. Do your thing. I'm gonna enjoy this vacation.
She's going on vacation.
And I will see you with a tan. Recording audio was lost. Possible causes of the applications are running into process time. You are saved directly, so slow. Start on.